right, so here we are back in the garage again, completing the final task for the T7 BDR prep. Bike's got almost 20,000 kilometers on it, so the last thing I want to be doing on the trail is fixing a chain. So we're going to go ahead today and replace the chain, the OEM chain, with the DID 525 BX3. At the same time, I'm going to be changing out the front sprocket. I do have a rear sprocket on order, however, it has not arrived yet, so let's get to it. All right, so because we're changing out the front sprocket, I'm just going to go ahead now and get this cover out of the way. It does utilize a 5mm Allen, and we do not need to remove the shift shaft in order to get this out. So we're just going to go ahead now and take this cover off. Beautiful. I'm going to slip out the guard here. So this thing here, actually I might update this at some point or upgrade it. You can get this in metal or aluminum, and this basically helps prevent damage to the case should a chain break and get whipped around. So inside here, I'm going to go ahead now and just give these little two sides of this of the shaft here a little tap with the screwdriver and hammer just to open them up. They're kind of pressed in a little bit to help keep it on. So I'm just going to go ahead. I don't think that this is necessary, maybe, but I'm going to go ahead and try anyways here. Just give it a little tap. Okay. Now this requires a 30mm socket, and I'm going to grab my breaker bar because I have a feeling that this is going to be a bit hard to remove. All right, so I got my 30mm socket. I have the bike in neutral. I'm going to step on the rear brake and give this a whirl. Holy shit, mine's loose. Wow, I'm glad I checked this. I don't even need, wow. Let's see if I'm losing my mind here. Maybe the whole thing was turning? No, it's not even tight. Wow. There's something I'll be checking on a regular basis. Or at least more frequently. I've checked it, nope, never. That out, the washer out. Of course, okay. Okay, so now that I've got the nut off, just gonna see if I can wiggle this at all. Yep, get it off without even loosening up the back wheel. We'll give this an inspection. Look at it for wear. Compare it to the new one. I didn't go OEM. I just bought one off of Fort 9. But again, the rears seem to be on back order everywhere, so there we go. Let's take a look at this. All right, so this is the one that I purchased from Fort 9. I went with the 15 tooth again. This is the 525 sprocket. So I'll take a look and see how this is for wear. It's still actually in really good condition considering the wear and tear it's been put through. We've got, again, roughly, well, actually only 18,000 kilometers. I know this is a little premature, but I'm going to go ahead and swap it out anyways. All right, so to remove the old chain, I'm going to use the grinder. I have some bolt cutters, which would work perfectly, but where's the fun in that? A little spark in slow motion, can't resist. Remember, folks, safety first. All right, so now that we've got the chain cut, we're gonna go ahead and just roll her out. So I ordered the 130 link chain. The 122 link chain was out of stock everywhere, and this is the closed loop chain. So I'm going to be opening this up and using I'll be using a master link with it. And ironically, it was cheaper to buy the 130 than it was the 122. So we're going to go ahead now and just get this down to the proper length. And I weighed this actually. It's interesting. This chain, this 130 link chain, weighs 5.5 pounds. I was actually surprised as to how much they actually weigh. Stickers. All right, so we're just gonna lay this out and make sure the garage floor was nice and clean. Oh, this is gonna look so nice. So nice. So I can mark the number of links I'm taking out. Oh, right. So I went ahead and just tidied up the area because I don't get in here very often. So I just went in and just give it a little bit of a cleanup. Now we're just going to go ahead and slip this back onto the shaft. All right. So if you haven't inspected or rechecked this nut on your T7, I highly recommend you do because mine was loose, like really loose. So we're going to go ahead now and feed the new DID 525 VX3 onto the bike and get it buttoned up, and then we will torque the front. Something very satisfying to watch is when guys tap into the old chain and just roll the new one on with the old. In this situation, I can't do that. So we're going to go ahead now and just guide it through, up and over the sprocket. And the easiest way to link the chain is to guide it up the rear sprocket. Like that. Now, we'll grease up the O-rings again. Let's be a little more generous there. Get these together. Get on the outside O-rings. Okay, so I got the master link over here all buttoned up. Now I'm just going to set the sag on the chain. So I've gone ahead and made myself a little measuring device. So I've got this kind of, the dark zone is the recommended Yamaha range of 43 to 48 millimeters. So you measure it from the bottom of the chain guard. And I'm just going to take a look at that. It's a little bit loose, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust the back wheel just to get that into the sweet spot. One more, good measure. Perfect. All right, I'll go over to the other side, adjust that. Okay, so now that we have the chain on, I have adjusted the sag on the chain, and I have tightened up the adjusters at the rear. Now we can go ahead and tighten up the front sprocket nut. Again, we're looking for 70 foot-pounds of torque. I have it set at 70 foot-pounds. I'm going to step on the brake, the rear brake, before trying to tighten it up. I still can't believe how loose this was. 70 foot-pounds. Now, I'll just go ahead and take my screwdriver and my hammer, and I'm just going to fold in the nut just on the flat spots of the axle. Good. Good. All right. Now we'll go ahead and put the guard back on, which is over here. Get this back on. Guide this hose back through. And voila. All right, there you have it. Another task complete. Next video, I will be doing a full breakout of what I'm packing for our Wyoming BDR trip coming up in only 18 days. I'm so excited. I can't wait. No, I can't. Yeah, I can. Nope, you can't.